Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Is Mickle right about a 3-digit XRP? Okay, let's get into this one. So for you guys who don't know, Mickle is a prominent XRP YouTuber. He has quite a following and he's released 2 videos lately. One called This Is How High XRP Can Really Go, and a follow-up video saying this is why XRP hits $100. And I've watched both of these videos and I thought I would just do a quick reaction in regards to these, because I did notice when he dropped the second video, which is the this is why XRP hits $100, he did mention that part of the reason why he's done that is because he got quite a lot of pushback for saying that XRP can get to 3 digits in his opinion. And so I thought I would just give my 2 cents in regards to this and address this video, because it has got quite a bit of speculation within the XRP community and I like these kind of conversations. So before we do start, there's just one thing I do want to quickly say about this, okay? Whenever we've got these YouTubers talking about price, yeah, you've got to understand one thing. We're all just giving out personal opinions. We're all speculating, right? None of us have got no secret industry ties or anything like that. We're not working with Ripple or for Ripple or anything like that. We've not got any kind of secret inside information. Now, don't get me wrong. I will accept that there are some YouTubers and there are some people on X who do try to give off some kind of like mystique as to be like, oh, you know, it's almost like they're talking about the future, like they know it's set in stone and that kind of thing. And I completely disagree with that stuff. I really do. Like, I've pushed back on that kind of stuff on my channel for a long time. I keep fighting some of these theories that people push out because they don't have any facts to actually back this kind of narrative. So I really don't agree with that kind of stuff. But you have got to understand that people are just generally giving you their opinion based on their research, right? Now, that's not to say that their opinion can be completely wrong, because they are doing research. So they're looking at this kind of stuff and they're calculating it based on the information that they have and the research that they have done. So it's just to show you that I know a lot of people right now, when they're looking at the price, they're getting very upset. And so when they see people talking about these kind of prices and stuff like that, it's a bit of an emotional reaction, right? And they get defensive and get argumentative because it's like, oh, well, look at the current price. How is it going to get to like $100 when it's performing so poorly right now? Well, look, the thing about this is you can't just let the current price action determine how XRP is going to perform long term, right? That's really a bad way to look at this first and foremost. So let's just get into Mickle's actual point and then I can give you my opinion on this. So first and foremost, let's get to the actual main point. Mickle has said that he believes XRP can hit 3 digits. I don't disagree with this. I think this is completely possible, in my opinion. Now, the thing for me is whenever I talk about this kind of stuff, and this is why I don't give price predictions, I don't know how long that could take. Right? And Mickle did say this, like he said, long term, right? Now, what people deem as long term is obviously subjective, right? What could be long term to me might not be long term to you. I could say long term being 10 years. You might think 2 years is long term. So that's definitely down to opinion. But at the end of the day, he did not say that this is just going to be something that happens overnight. So I can appreciate that he is trying to be honest here. He's not like he's just trying to say, oh, it's just going to go to $10,000 overnight or anything like that. He's saying 3 digits long term. Now, for me, do I think that long term? Yeah. Now, could it happen in the short term? Possibly. In my opinion, I think it would be more of a long term thing, but who knows where this stuff can take us, especially when utility kicks in. So do I think 3 digits is possible? Yes. And I'm not about to just make what the current price is determine how I think that XRP can be long term, because at the end of the day, XRP has been crippled for 3 years anyway, right? So XRP has not been able to even hit its true potential because of the lawsuit with the SEC, right? So already what you've got to think is that XRP has been shackled for like 3 years and not been able to hit its true price potential. Who knows where XRP would be right now if the SEC lawsuit never occurred, right? So for the people who don't know, when we was in the bull run, I think it was a 2017 bull run, XRP was the best performing crypto. It was the highest performing crypto. In this bull run that just happened in 2021, it was the only top 10 crypto that didn't hit its all-time high. Doesn't that tell you something? Right? So straight away you can see the damage that the SEC have done to XRP. So you've got to bear these kind of things in mind, guys. I know you're looking at the price action and you get frustrated, but you can't just let that dictate the whole thing for XRP's future, right? The true utility of XRP is not being fully maximized right now. So straight away, that is making an issue and a hindrance to its growth. Okay? So let's get into some of the talking points that Mickle made. He said, look at what Uber did to the taxi industry. Look at what the internet did to sending information. I completely agree with that. Like, Uber completely turned the taxi industry on its head. It revolutionized the taxi industry, and it's not the same now. It's completely different, right? And I think that is what XRP can do to cross-border payments and banks. And I believe that's part of the reason for the SEC lawsuit. I do think part of it was to try and protect the legacy financial system. So when you've got to think of what XRP can do at its true potential, it's going to change the financial industry, right? Now, I'm not here to say that XRP is going to be used by absolutely every single bank or that all the banks are going to start using it at once. No, I think it will take time. It's like now they've got a lot of partnerships, but they haven't got every bank using it right now, have they? So I don't think it's going to be like that flip the switch type of talk that people mention. I don't think it's going to be that kind of theory in my personal opinion. I do think it's going to be a staggered process, and you'll just keep seeing banks getting on board, jumping on, and over time more and more banks will get involved. Now, do I think it could be like a snowball effect? Absolutely. I think it could be you get like a very big bank who joins with Ripple, and that suddenly makes a lot of other banks want to jump on board and follow suit, right? I think that's very possible. But I don't think it's going to be like, okay, just one day, all of a sudden you just hear, oh, every bank in the world is now just using XRP. I don't personally believe that. So the original point still stands. XRP is going to change the financial industry. So to me, that does equate to being something that would be valuable, right? That would make XRP a valuable asset. Okay. Then Mickle spoke about, would banks want to use a different cryptocurrency to maybe move value, like Bitcoin? And then he said, well, why would they really want to use a crypto like Bitcoin to move value when it's going to cost so much in fees and it's going to take so long to do it, right? Like, I know that they've tried to create this Lightning network, which is supposed to try and solve this problem. But let's look at it from this perspective. Why would you want to use the Lightning network when you can just use XRP that already works, right? Like, Lightning Network is actually still having issues that they're trying to sort out. There's still bugs. It's not perfectly running yet, and it's not working the way they want it to work. So it's still a work in progress. So why choose that when you've just got XRP that already does the job naturally, right? It just doesn't really make sense. It's like, why would you pick a prototype over something that's a finished product and, you know, just already works and has been going for years with no problems? Right? Are you really just going to pick the prototype that's got a lot of issues and you know there could be problems that could arise? Yeah. So for me, I agree with that. He then mentioned Ethereum being the same issue. Again, I agree. We already know that Ethereum has the exact same problems as Bitcoin essentially, right? High fees, congested network, takes a while, it's slow. So when we think about the top 3 cryptos, generally speaking, right? Not by market cap, just the top 3 cryptos that come to mind. Would you agree that it's generally Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP? I would say so. So if you take out Bitcoin and Ethereum, what's going to be your next choice to use? XRP. Then let's just throw into the fact that they've had the lawsuit and won, which now means that XRP has legal clarity. So it's the one asset that you can use that you haven't got to worry about from a legal perspective, right? So again, it just makes sense that XRP would be the choice that they would use. Okay. So I also agree with that completely. We then move on to Mickle talking about Ripple hiring people with basically long-term banking experience, right? So we're talking about people who've had like experience working with JP Morgan, BlackRock, and this kind of stuff. And people who've been in the finance industry for like many, many years. Now, some people might look at that as a negative, thinking, well, you know, why are you picking these kind of people? You know, you're here to basically change the financial industry. So why do you need to pick these people with all this kind of experience in the legacy financial aspect? I understand that point, but this is another good point that Mickle made. He said, well, if you want to make connections and you want to try and revolutionize a whole industry, you're going to need ties. You're going to need ties to people and to companies, right, who can help you and the company make this come to fruition. Again, I agree with this, right? Like a lot of the things with this type of stuff, it's who you know. And a complete 100% obvious point of this is the SEC lawsuit, right? If you think about ETHgate, it looks to us from what we've seen from the lawsuit that Ethereum actually paid off the SEC to help them get the Ethereum free pass and also to crush competition, right? So you can see right now that having ties within an industry can completely benefit your company, right? Now, don't get me wrong. The way Ethereum moved was very shady, and I don't agree with that at all. But the point that I'm making is, if you have connections with the right people, they can help you, right? So I do again agree with them picking these kind of people with this kind of experience because one, they can help integrate the new technology into the old technology, right? Because they have the old technology experience. And the other thing is they have the connections to the people and to the companies who can help make this happen, right? So it makes sense that you would pick these kind of people to help your company. I agree with this completely. So that was really the main talking points that he was going into. And these were part of the reasons as to why he was saying that he thinks XRP can hit $100. Now, am I saying that this is the catalyst that makes it all go to $100? No, I don't know for sure, right? I'm not here to try and lie to you guys. I don't know. But do I think $100 is possible? Yes, I do. And just so you know, guys, just so you don't think I'm just doing hype content, like, I don't personally think XRP just hits $10,000 overnight, right? I don't think that. So I just want to make that clear because I don't want this to seem like I'm just trying to do hype content because I'm really not. But I do think personally $100 is possible. Now, how long it takes, I don't know. I think that's more of a long-term plan in my opinion. Could I be wrong and it hits $100 short-term? Possibly. Could I be wrong and XRP doesn't hit $100 at all? Possibly. But in my opinion, the things that XRP can do with it being properly utilized, I think it's possible from the research that I have done. So I do personally agree with this. The thing that you've got to think about though is what is long term, right? Long term could be 10 years. Long term could be 20 years. We do not know. Long term could be 5 years. I don't know. None of us really know, right? But do I think it's possible? Yes, I do. I do think that's possible. So overall, I do actually agree with Mickle here, to be honest with you. I think this is a pretty good video and the things that he's explained were well explained. And I agree with all of the points that he's made. The last thing that he just said, and this was pretty much off topic in regards to XRP, but he was just saying that the Bitcoin spot ETF, he's basically saying that the SEC are actually now working with companies to try and help them get the Bitcoin spot ETF approved, which is obviously a step in the right direction because before they just kept rejecting them, right? There was never really given no kind of clear indication of what to do. There was just declining them left, right and center. Now it actually seems that they're working with them to get them approved, which is obviously what we want. And so it seems like it's looking that an ETF is going to get approved. It seems that that's pretty much inevitable at this point. And one of the things he mentioned is he thinks that the Bitcoin spot ETF being approved will be the catalyst for the next bull run. Again, I agree. I've said this before. I completely agree. Like, if you think about it, right? When we saw the fake article that a spot Bitcoin ETF had been approved, we saw the market rally. So we've seen what can happen from the ETF being approved. And that was on fake news. Now, just imagine it is real news and this is really happening. I think it's going to bring continued value to the space because everyone's going to get excited. Everyone's thinking that crypto's back. Everybody wants to get involved. The prices will be going up. That drives people to then want to FOMO in because it's going all over the news and stuff like that. That's how all this stuff works. So I completely agree. I think if this does get approved by January, because I believe that's the deadline that the SEC have got now, If something gets approved by January, I do think that that will be the catalyst that really drives the market. I already think that we've kind of entered into the bull market territory now at this point, but I think the actual spot ETF being approved will be the actual official beginning to get the actual bull market really pumping. I agree with that as well completely. So I think that's going to be interesting to see. But overall, I do think Mickle was pretty much bang on with this, to be honest. I do agree with his general points. Real great video here, so check them out if you haven't. But what do you guys think? XRP going to 3 digits. Do you think this is something that is possible? Is this something that you think that can happen soon? What's your opinion of long term? Do you think that's 1 year? Do you think that's 5 years, 10 years? How long do you think it could take for this to happen? Or do you not agree with this? Do you not think XRP can get to 3 digits? And if not, why not? Or do you just think it's going to take so long for XRP to get 3 digits that it's not really worth waiting for that kind of time for it to occur? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.